Well, I am standing, actually sitting outside in the mountains and mountains of snow that we got from the Snowmageddon from the other day. It's insane, like how much snow is literally out here. We had so many different people working to try to get all the snow off the lot. We're talking 2 to 2.5 feet of snow. It's just insane. Now I grew up in South Dakota, so most of that's just like, that's a normal dusting. I mean, our snow buses have monster truck tires and like metal studs on them, so we're fine. I mean, but for the lightweights out here in Chicago, this is kind of a big deal. But it got me thinking, about the weathermen and the weather ladies that we have nowadays. I mean, there's, one thing is their names. I mean, they either have like storm or freeze at the end of their name, which is insane. But the ones that get me, maybe they get you, are the weathermen and the weather people that go out into the storm to broadcast. If it's like a typhoon, they go out there and they strap themselves or bungee cord themselves to a telephone pole while like cows and stuff are flying around. Or if it's in the middle of the storm, they'll put themselves like on the bus with a video camera so you can see it. Or if there's a tornado hitting, they will somehow strap themselves into the tornado so that they can get the full effect and broadcast live from there as they risk near death. And for me, I always ask myself, like, why? What's the point of doing that? I mean, I'm not going to not believe you that there's a typhoon hitting. I mean, I can certainly see that at my own house. Or, a tornado is coming, and if I'm watching you on TV, I probably am at the wrong spot. That's a bad spot to be in. But it got me to thinking about how does that relate with Jesus? How does that visual image of somebody going out in the storm to drive home the point make sense with Jesus? And in the book of Hebrews, I think we find that picture. In fact, in the Hebrews chapter 2, starting at verse 17, it says, "For this reason he had to be made like his brothers in every way, in order that he might become a merciful and faithful high priest in service to God, and that he might make atonement for the sins of the people. Because he himself suffered when he was tempted, he is able to help those who are being tempted." I think that's an awesome thing to remember about Jesus, that he was kind of the ultimate extreme weatherman. That when he looked at the nature of earth, that he looked at the nature of the creation that he had made and how messed up and jacked up it had gotten, he decided that the only way that he could really show people that he loved them, that he was in the middle of it with them, was to go in the middle of the storm, to go into the sin of the earth, to go right where we're at, to live like we lived, and to come out on the other side not tempted, or not sinning. Being tempted in every way, but just not sinning. And I just think that's a good imagination, or good imagery of Jesus for us as we imagine what it would have been like for us to be in his shoes at that time, but to realize that he's just a crazy weatherman like somebody else, that he felt and loved us so much that he wanted to get in the middle of it with us so that we could relate to him. Not that we have somebody that's hard to relate to, like a high priest that we can't possibly ever think that we can meet, but that he was like a General Joe, an average guy that swung a hammer for a living and lived at home with his parents and had brothers and sisters, but yet in being tempted in every way, he came out the other side unscathed so that we might have a confidence in him as our Savior, to love him as the ultimate weatherman possible. So as you're sitting at home looking at all your snow drifts, maybe you can think about Hebrews chapter 2 and how that relates to our awesome Savior, Jesus Christ. Bye, guys.